Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. Meow. My name is Tonia, and today we are discussing the eclipse, and this is a new moon eclipse happening in the sign of Sagittarius today as I film, December 14th, 2020. Who is ready for 2021? Raise your hands. I think everybody is like, yes. With that said, by the end of this video, you're going to have a good understanding of what to expect for the next 6 months. Why 6 months? Great question. Because eclipses actually take 6 months to fruit, to give you everything that they're going to give you. And if you're not already familiar, eclipses are all about karmic, fated events. So that means whatever has been, and whatever will be. And it's because of what is destined and karmic and preordained and almost like what's already been set into action that you did, the seeds that you sown, the plants that you grew. You're going to be feeling that for the next 6 months, because this is like snapshot of like God's will. And the ancients even were like, don't mess with an eclipse, like don't look at it, don't cast your intentions upon it. It's a new moon, but I would recommend y'all just take a step back. This is not a new moon that I would suggest go out there and do your intentions and set your intentions and put your will out there. In ancient times, it was actually perceived that when you did that under the influence of an eclipse, you could be messing with some forces and like it's gonna get twisted and turned, and it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So I would just recommend like don't do it. Okay, but before we like get into all of the exact details that I'm going to share with you, and we're going to look at the chart today, a couple quick announcements. Number one, subscribe if you ain't, because hello, we're building community here. I am so excited about everybody who's been joining us. We have like over 350 people who are just like, yes, this is what I want, this type of woke content. So I appreciate you very much. And if you're new to the community, welcome, welcome, welcome. I invite you to join us. I do put out a video every day of the week, and make sure you hit that bell button because it allows you to get the upload notification when I do put the video out every day. Okay. Number two, like this video, I invite you to do that at any moment where you decide, hey, this is providing me value. Maybe already it's provided you some value in reference to like what an eclipse is. So hit that like button, because what that does is it helps other people on the internet find us and help us get the information out there, which is costing everybody nothing. You know what I mean? So it's might as well share it if it's providing you value. Okay, groovy. So I'm going to share my screen now, and you're going to start to see the eclipse on there, and we're just going to chat. So this is, like I say, happening today, December 14, 2020, and it's influencing us for the next 6 months. So what do we see? First off, it's at 23 degrees of Sagittarius. If you are somebody with a 20 degree, let's say, placement to like a 26 degree placement of your ascendant sun or moon, especially, or for that matter, any personal planet in Sagittarius, you're going to be especially influenced. But also even within like a 3 degree orb either way of 19 degrees Sagittarius, because that's where the south node is. This is opposite of the north node. The south node is conjunct this eclipse in Sagittarius, okay? And Mercury is on that south node. You don't see the south node, but it's exactly opposite this north node. And that has a very specific meaning. It's a very specific meaning because what's going away is the south node, okay, in any given situation. The ancients' view of the nodes was the north node is like a bringing in of energy, and the south node is like a releasing of energy, just to really keep it simple for y'all. So like in general, there's a releasing of energy, a shedding of energy that's happening for the next 6 months. But what's super interesting about all of this is like, is it going to be the best or the easiest? This is where we're going to get into more of the nuts and bolts astrology. What planet rules Sagittarius, y'all? Jupiter. That's right. So Jupiter, we got to look at what it's doing in the chart. It's like reverse engineer the situation. Jupiter is not in some super solid dignity right now. It's in Capricorn, which is not where it likes to be. It really loves to be in the opposite sign of Cancer, but Jupiter's in like sad mode because it's in Capricorn. Not only that, he's conjunct Saturn, you know, so it's like serious. It's real serious. Now, y'all know a week from now, a week from this eclipse, we are having the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, aka the Great Conjunction. I'm going to do another video just on that again, because it's just such a worthy topic of exploring. But with that said, for your information, Jupiter is going to move out of, as you can see, it's almost done being in Capricorn and into Aquarius soon enough. And Jupiter is the ruler of Sag and therefore the planetary ruler of this eclipse, also known as the dispositor, like it's dispositing, okay, the event. And so in that case, what I want to draw your attention to is that the losses, because the South Node is present, we can't ignore that, okay, that we experience at this time are likely gonna come about and then get better. Why do I say that? Because Jupiter is gonna be, as an indicator, as the planetary indicator of the eclipse, is gonna come about in a real Saturnine way, like a tough like denial or a delay or a severance or a loss or a death. Those are all Saturn keywords. But then quickly within 1 week, and at that point in time, if we were to move the chart forward, the moon would be waxing from this new moon cycle. So it's growing and the moon will be in Pisces. So it's just, you know, starting to really even get to like that first quarter phase of a waxing moon at the time that the planetary ruler of the eclipse itself, Jupiter, gets better. So things I think in our lives, in your life, are gonna get better as the lunation and as the eclipse period goes on, because this is like a snapshot that lasts us for 6 months, remember. Now outside of that, this is like a new era for all of us, because this Jupiter Saturn conjunction that's happening in a week, we cannot ignore, as good astrologers, the fact that the major conjunction, the master conjunction, the conjunction of the times, the grand conjunction, okay, Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, is involving the planetary ruler of this eclipse, Sagittarius, Jupiter Saturn conjunct. This is important. So this new era that these two planets are hearkening and welcoming in when they conjunct in Aquarius is 0 degrees on the 21st of December, aka the winter solstice, is part of this karmic signature of what's going to be happening for us all over the next 6 months. Okay, so in what area of life is this going to affect y'all? Well, you're going to be losing something, and almost like from that void, there's like a new thing born, like in a very powerful karmic deep way. Wherever the house that is associated with Sagittarius is in your chart. So if you're a Capricorn ascendant, using your ascendant first, but I also recommend using your moon and your sun. But like if you're a Capricorn ascendant, there's a loss, appropriately enough, in your 12th house, but there's also a new beginning there, right, on offer in the next 6 months. And these are not small new beginnings. Eclipses bring deaths, eclipses bring new jobs and losses of jobs. Eclipses bring birth of children. Eclipses bring big like life events that you do not forget. It's not like, oh yeah, I like stubbed my toe. No, it's like I had my toe amputated. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid, but you know what I mean? Like, it's that serious. So eclipses, for better or for worse, are like that. And so you can expect this in some type of area of your life. If you're like in a Scorpio, this is your 2nd house, right, Scorpio? You see what I'm saying? Like if you're a Libra, it's your 3rd house. Wherever this new beginning is, it's from a loss, y'all. And like, I guess that's to give you a comfort that if like anything comes up where you're like blatantly losing something, keep in mind there's like a new beginning right around that closed door. Yeah, so if you want to learn more about where it is in your chart and where it's affecting you can always book a reading with an astrologer. I do readings. I'm available for readings right now, actually, for booking. If you want to go ahead and reach out to me, the info for that is down below. But with that said, moving on to just some of the other key signatures here, we have a very interesting thing that caught my eye with this Venus conjunct Juno. How gorgeous is that? Venus has been in conversation with Juno for a minute, not too long though, because you know she's over here like in Scorpio and it hasn't been the longest. But what does that mean? Like pleasure in relationship to romantic relationships and partnerships in general could be more pronounced over the next 6 months. And I think it's not crazy to say that some of y'all might be meeting your soulmates over the next 6 months, especially if you have this like energy in your 7th house. Like say you're like a Taurus, you might have some type of crazy thing, Taurus people out there, where you like lose some resource, or you like have somebody pass away in your life because the 8th house with the South Node eclipse thing, and then all of a sudden you meet your soulmate because in your 7th house you got Juno with the soulmate asteroid conjunct Venus, the partnership planet. I mean, that's interesting, and in harmonious conversations to boot. Just a thought, but like, you know, that's a good omen. Moving on though, Mercury is here, and Mercury is important to pay attention to at this eclipse point because Mercury's conjunct the South Node, and also Mercury is the ruler of the where the North Node is transiting. So what's really interesting is that the ruler of Gemini, which is where the North Node is, right, is conjunct the South Node of the eclipse. So keep in mind that like karmic events and stuff are gonna be coming, but through these karmic events, again, there's like another astrological indicator that there's a new beginning, because the planet that's associated with where the North Node is currently in the heavens at is conjunct the eclipse itself, if that makes sense. So it's through the loss there is a new beginning, and Mercury is a savvy cat, so there's some solution to be gained amidst it all. Even though Mercury doesn't like being in the sign of Sagittarius per se, there's still something to be gained from that, okay? Other than that, there's really like so much I could talk about, like that's interesting, right there. But like keep in mind like the 20-degree thing with this as well, the Mars there, even though it's showing this aspect to Mercury, Mars is also engaged in this conversation with the moon itself, and there's a harmonious conversation. So I think things are lightening up in terms of our willpower over the next 6 months. Again, don't cast your intentions under this new moon. I wouldn't recommend it. But there is a Mars square to Pluto that's been in effect, right, for a while, still within that 3-degree orb. So I think there's still going to be some power struggle, but ultimately there's like, I see Mars as like liberating us from some of the things that need to be liberated. And I think that this Mars square Pluto indicator is more of an omen for how we're going to be seeing the undertones of power in society shift. And it's a square because there still needs to be some momentum, there still needs to be some force on that propellant to push us forward into how we conduct our energy. Okay, remember to like this video if it brings you any value whatsoever. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Leave me a comment down below letting me know where this is happening in your chart. What house is the eclipse in Sagittarius happening in your chart, and what do you think is going to go on there over the next 6 months? With that said, thanks for all of the positive vibes, everything you do to join and contribute to this community on the YouTubes. And with that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.